This is the book of Daniel, chapter 11, and verse 36. And it reads, And the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself, and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the God of gods, and shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished, for that is determined shall be done. Shalom. I want to begin the lesson off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double blessings and honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Coming back at you with a lesson through the spirit, I'm going to be talking about Donald Trump and these deportation acts that he's going to be implementing, man. These executive orders that he's giving. So I'm going to be talking about that. I'm going to read a lesson. Or it's like I'm going to read an article, and then I'm going to go into something that Donald Trump said during his inaugural speech. So with that being said, Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying to you all out there listening and watching. With that being said, let's get into it. So I brought out that first scripture because, let's read it in the NLT. The king will do as he pleases, exalting himself and claim to be greater than every god. So Donald Trump and a lot of these Esau, or Salakia, not Esau, but a lot of these Edomites are very proud. They're in a state of pride. You know, if you were able to catch the inauguration, you could see that majority of the people in the crowd were Edomites, and they were very happy. You know, they're saying the golden age of America is coming back. This is about to be the greatest 4 years in American history. Okay, they're saying things like that. Let's continue reading. Even blasphemy the God of gods. So well, the Most High Power, the God of gods, Yahweh. And one thing that Donald Trump did at his when he was sworn in, they said he didn't put his hand on the Bible, man. Which it wouldn't matter, but I can say this: whenever they were speaking or giving praise to God during his inauguration and during those speeches, all I could think of that they're giving praise to their God, which is the spiritual demon Satan, because they're all on the left-hand side of wickedness. They weren't giving praise to the Most High Power. Now, of course, we know that all the things that they do and all the things that they have done are going to do are all through the will of the Lord. On the left-hand side, though, the side of wickedness, not the side of righteousness. So, and it reads, he will succeed, but only until the time of wrath is completed. So, like Donald Trump said, he's going to restore America. He's going to make it a better place. He's coming in, he's going to try and do all these different things. But he's only going to succeed until the time of trouble comes. Then that success will be no more. He's only succeeding while the Lord allows him to. For what has been determined will surely take place. So we know that we're approaching times like have never been seen upon the earth, man. Those are the times that we're getting ready to go into. So I just want to bring that out. Now we can go ahead and get into So this is the article that came out. This is one of the articles that came out today, and it reads, Trump says ICE can arrest people at churches and schools, directs agency to use common sense. And he said this, that he was going to declare, the first thing he's going to do is declare a state of emergency at the border. It reads, federal immigration authorities will be permitted to arrest people and carry out enforcement actions in the near places such as churches and schools, making a departure from long-standing policy to avoid so-called sensitive areas. So these Northern Kingdom people, they want to be so much like the so-called white man. They're going to realize sooner or later that Esau Edom does not fuck with you. Y'all want to be so indulged in their culture with Catholicism, man. When in reality they don't mess with you, man. They don't mess with Jake. They do not fuck with you, Jake. So he's trying to take all measures he can to get you niggas up out of here, man. And it's not about deportation. It's about getting you niggas up out of here. Because if it was about getting all of these illegal immigrants out of here, he would be saying something about the Elamites. He would be saying something about the Moabites, the Ammonites. Okay? Northern Kingdom people aren't the only people who are crossing the borders. They're not the only immigrants that are coming to this country. But you're not going to hear him say nothing about the different Ishmaelites that come over here and whatnot, the other nations of people, the people who come through on the northern borders. They're not going to hear nothing about that. They just care about the southern border. That's why he said he's going to call it the Gulf of America, not the Gulf of Mexico. He's going to change it to the Gulf of America, okay? Acting Homeland Security Secretary Benjamin Huffman announced the end of 2 directives in a statement giving agents more authority over whether they carry out enforcement and eliminating a legal pathway for immigrants seeking to come to the United States. And if you recall, man, that DOD directive that came out some months ago last year gives them lethal force, man, meaning martial law. Criminals will no longer be able to hide in America's schools and churches to avoid arrest. The Trump administration will not tie the hands of our brave law enforcement and instead trust them to use common sense, the statement reads. It's a key example of how enforcement is going to be different under the new Trump administration from the Biden administration, man. And like those brothers said, man, this is just a start to these draconian decrees that are about to come. Right now, this nation is in a state of peace, where you have the people that support Trump, but then you have people who are losing their shit that do not support Trump. Immigration and Customs Enforcement set a policy in 2011 preventing agents from making arrests in sensitive locations. The Biden administration put out similar guidance. Immigrant advocates have shared concerns over stripping that policy, arguing that doing so would stoke fear in immigrant communities and keep children from going to school or people from seeking care at hospitals. So another thing that he also said was that he basically not going to have no regard for birthright immigrants, meaning if your parents came over here as immigrants and you were born in the United States, you're still counted in those who he wants to deport. Okay. So these curses on Jake are being seen on a mass scale, man, and these types of things could lead to Jacob's trouble, man. These are like the first steps, because Jake is is starting to get in trouble, man. I'm not saying that we're in Jacob's trouble, or that this will be the start of it. I'm saying it could be. This could lead to it. The second directive includes the phase-out of parole programs that allow certain migrants to temporarily live and work in the United States. Republicans have repeatedly said the Biden administration abused the parole program by extending it to multiple nationalities. The statement doesn't clarify which programs will be phased out and says the program will be returned to a case-by-case basis. The Biden-Harris administration abused the humanitarian parole program to discriminately allow 1.5 million migrants to enter our country. This was all stopped on day one of the Trump administration. This action will return the humanitarian parole program to its original purpose of looking at migrants on a case-by-case basis, the statement says. And I did a lesson on that, titled The Divided Kingdom, where Biden renewed that relief program for migrants. And on top of that, what they're speaking of in this last paragraph was something I was just reading, which was talking about how a lot of these immigrants yesterday were trying to get into the border, as far as like having applications to enter into the United States. And they all got turned down. They got shut down, man. So things are about to start getting ugly out here. I've been telling you this. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7, and it reads, Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. He shall be saved out of it, man. And Jacob's trouble is going to be a time like I've never been seen upon the earth, man. That time is going to be for Jake. Jake is going to be in the most trouble. Okay? Only the elect will be saved out of it. It's going to be a time so bad that the Lord has to shorten the days, because if he didn't, no one would be able to survive. Okay? So these times are about to come in. Jake is going to be affected the hardest. That's going to be that's going to be a lot of you 2/3 ass niggas judgment, man. You know what I'm saying? Lord willing, the Lord puts the spirit of mercy on us to get us through those times and that hard test we're about to face. Because there's no telling how bad it's going to get out here, man. So, let me get this real quick. Psalm chapter 49 verse 11, and it reads, Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Nevertheless, man being in honor abideth not. He is like the beasts that perish. So the Trump administration and all these Edomites out here think that Joe Biden, that Donald Trump is going to be able to revive this kingdom, that he's going to make this place better. But he's only going to be able to do it while the Lord allows it. Okay? We're about to come into perilous times, and that they think that they're going to be able to flourish forever. But they're not. Now, during his inauguration, he said something that spoke out to me as well as other brothers. And I wanted to do some research on it. Okay? He said that he's going to bring back freedom of speech, which was something that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were saying was a problem in America through misinformation. And that has been a term that has become popularized since 2020. Now let's read. It says the alien, or he said that he was going to bring back freedom of speech, while also saying that he was going to enact the Alien and Seditions Act of 1798. Excuse me. And when he said this, he was more so speaking in the terms of deportation. Now, let's read this. The Alien and Seditions Acts were a set of four laws enacted in 1798 that applied restrictions to immigration and speech in the United States. The Naturalization Act of 1798 increased the requirements to seek citizenship. The Alien Friends Act of 1798 allowed the president to imprison and deport non-citizens. The Alien Enemies Act of 1798 gave the president additional powers to detain non-citizens during times of war. And the Sedition Act of 1798 criminalized false and malicious statements about the federal government. The Alien Friends Act and the Sedition Act expired after a set number of years, and the Naturalization Act was repealed in 1802. The Alien Enemies Act, as amended, is still in effect as 50 U.S.C. Chapter 3. So he's basically saying, he said he's going to reinstate the Alien and Seditions Act, man. Okay? So he's saying he's going to invoke that Alien Enemies Act of 1798. By invoking the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, I will direct our government to use the full and immense power of federal and state law enforcement to eliminate the presence of all foreign gangs and criminal networks bringing devastating crime to U.S. soil, including our cities and inner cities. And basically he's saying that because if you haven't noticed, there has been an increase of Mexican drug cartel as well as Colombian and other cartel news. We've seen an increase of that in the news this past week, man, with 50 killed here, 80 killed here, stuff like that. Lots of drugs and stuff like that being reported in the news. And I don't find that a coincidence, man, because he's trying to get these people up out of here. Like I said at camp this past week, the fact that the masses, or not even the masses, but a select few of people, a select multitude of people know what actually caused those fires in LA. But when the news reported it, they said that it was arson started by whom? An illegal immigrant from Mexico. So, like I've said, there is no such thing as a coincidence. Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it? Okay? So, I just wanted to hit on that. But the Alien Enemies Act, which was this one, he could also, that's not limiting that he could revive all of these, man. Okay? And we know that the sedition, man, is spoken of in the scriptures. So let me get this. There's a reason why Donald Trump is coming with all of these things so hard, man. He's coming down hard, man. He's coming down hard on Jake. He's going to be coming down hard on everybody, man. This is Revelation chapter 12. So like it, Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. And it reads, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And that's true for these people out here, man. These Edomites out here, man. They know that their time is ticking. These elites, they know that their time is ticking, man. They're trying to get the ball rolling with all the things they're trying to accomplish, man. Like Trump said, man, he's trying to start civilization on Mars. They're trying to pack their bags and flee. They're trying to be hidden during the Lord's wrath, man. Just like us. But they won't be able to escape that. They won't. That word devil in this context means prone to slander, slanderous, accusing falsely. Applied to a man, metaphorically applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of the Most High Power, or selected the cause of God, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. So we know that these Edomites are devils, man. They are the sons of wickedness, man. And Jake is about to suffer persecution, man. They're driving you away. They're driving you out of their country. You already had Jake's leading up to this inauguration going back home themselves on their own will. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. So there's gonna be race wars, civil war. You're gonna see an increase of racism, man. All of these things are gonna come upon this place. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power, man. So we seen a glimpse of that with the deletion of that United Healthcare CEO, which brothers actually believe that was a planned attack, more so of an assassination attempt. But we've said that there's going to be an increase of these leaders that will be deleted, man. The vice president of Citibank was just killed in London today. She was flattened, she was beaten to death in her home. And they're investigating that as well, man. So then on top of that, we've seen mass casualties, like I've said, man, throughout the news. Lots of casualties, man. 50s, numbers in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s. 60-something people just died at a famous hotel ski resort, man. So the plagues are being sent upon the earth, man, and they're only going to increase because of the wickedness of Babylon the Great. Let me get this in the Good News Translation. So this is 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 14 in the Good News. The world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near, which is talking about World War III when those ICBMs come over here, which is also known as the second death or Armageddon. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. There will be great political turmoil, with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. So they're not going to have no regards for the consequences that they face, man. They're just going to do and take these situations into their own hands, man. I'm going to leave you with this scripture, man. Through this seditions act, man, this could lead to famine of the word. We've seen a glimpse of that with TikTok being partially banned, man. And like the brother said, the elder brothers have spoken. There's going to be one day where YouTube, you're going to try and go onto it, and you're not going to be able to go to the apostles and elder brothers and us affiliate brothers pages because it's going to be taken down. So, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, the Most High Power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the words of Yahweh, the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. So you all are here going to be seeking for the prophets or the elders. And you're not going to be able to find comfort, man. You're going to be looking for comfort in scriptures. You're not going to be able to find it. You're going to be looking for comforting videos and not be able to find it. Okay? And that's real, man. These prophecies are going to come to pass. This is all going to happen during our lifetime. The signs are clear. It's just a matter of time before it unfolds. As a matter of fact, I want to leave you with this. This is Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High Power shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So just when Esau Edom thinks that everything is going good, they're striving, everything's going their way, the Lord's going to rain down on them. All their plans are going as planned. They're excelling. The Lord is going to bring down his wrath upon them. So I want to leave you with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to you all out there listening and watching. I'm going to end it off there. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKakodash. Call halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKakodash. Barakat Yahweh, Barakat Yahushua, Barakat Yahweh, Barakat Yahushua, Barakat Yahweh, Barakat Yahushua. Double blessings and honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, once again, who taught me as well as other brothers this truth through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. And until next time, I say Shalom, Israel. Shalom.